Speedway racing is one of the newer forms of the motorcycle phenomenon that is rapidly winning new converts in California. It makes use of a light bike and a small track, generally an eighth-mile oval, to produce a lot of intense action. What may come as a surprise to those who observe the sport for the first time is the face under the helmet of one of the circuit's top drivers. He is Billy Gray, and upon seeing him, people say, "Aren't you,
Here are Robert Young and Jane Wyatt, with Ellen O'Donoghue, Billy Gray, and Lauren Chapin in Father Knows Best."
Speedway racing is considerably more dangerous than starring in Father Knows Best, so I asked Gray why he left the safety of acting.
The physical danger is not there, but there's a mental danger in working in television too much. You'd be surprised how many empty bottles you find around the sets. You know, I mean, nobody's really very happy at doing what they're doing in television, with few exceptions.
What appealed to you about motorcycle racing when you were looking for something different?
The intensity, the concentratedness of it, especially speedway. Regular motorcycling is fun, but this is extreme. It's theatrical too. You're surrounded by an audience, and you're the focus of attention. And what's different than a theatrical situation is that your success or failure relies on your ability to beat the other guy, not on whether you can convince an audience that you were, telling the truth or whatnot. You know, I mean, it's black and white.
I want this car more than I've ever wanted anything in my whole life. Don't you remember how much you wanted your first car? Don't you remember?
Do people still remember you as Bud Anderson?
Yeah, I get a lot of that in the stands. It's a lot of catcalls and stuff, and does Father really know best? And my pat answer to that is no, you know best, you know.
Yeah, I guess you can have the car.
Yahoo! I'm getting it. That's that I can have the car!
Do you ever go back and watch any of the old shows?
Yeah, sometimes when I'm getting ready for the races, I usually like to relax for about an hour or so before, and I sit back and watch Father Knows Best sometimes, you know? Especially if it's my episode. I don't watch it if I'm not in it, you know.
The motorcycles are definitely a full-time occupation with Gray now. He has turned his garage into a workshop where he is constantly reworking his bikes. Here, sometimes the glamour of the sport is difficult to see through all the grease and dirt.
The maintenance, I don't really mind. Working on the engine and stuff like that, I enjoy that. But spit and polish is not where I'm at. So I kind of do as little as that as possible.
Wait till you see the motor in this little beauty. I guess the hood's a little loose. But you can see the engine. It's got a milled head, high lift cam. Hey, don't get your feet on the upholstery.
Okay.
Do you do any actually designing, making modifications on your bike?
Yeah, I do. Extensive modifications. I've been trying to help my racing, and I figure if I can make myself go faster by changing the bike, that's as easy as changing myself, you know, easier sometimes.
Some little thing wrong with it right now. The wire loose or something. Oh, I can fix it in a minute. Just look at the whole car, though. Isn't it great? Look at these tires. Brand new retreads, practically.
The sport has to have a bit of danger involved. I would think it would be more dangerous than most types of racing because there's no protection for you. You're right out here exposed. If you fall, you're going to get hurt some way.
That's basically true. There's not a lot of protection, but in that, there's also the ability to get away from the bike. You can extricate yourself from the situation if you keep your head. You know, if you see yourself falling or see something going, it's pretty easy just to push everything away and take it on your butt. You know.
Well, I'm careful, Dad. You know I'm careful. Well, I got a real high grade in the test for my driver's license, remember? And you've ridden with me when I was driving your car. You know how good I can drive.
It's inevitable you're going to fall. What kind of precaution?
Oh yeah, you're going to fall. This is, we don't like to admit it, but it is a contact sport. And it does happen. Guys run into you all the time.
Okay, that's far enough.
Billy Gray is now among the top 10 riders on the Speedway circuit in California and has a full-time sponsor. But most spectators probably still say to themselves, does Robert Young know his son is out here racing motorcycles? Boyd Matson, KNBC News.